Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg, cold Winnipeg. Minus 25.6 Celsius. Okay. I guess our submarine, you might say, is going to be a little bit on the back burner for a few minutes. Now, I did come back to the model table last night and I messed around here quite a bit. I got the, do you remember the other day when I was handling the conning tower and I reached around behind and I broke one of the railings off? Well, I fixed that. I also got all the wires tucked in along the back of the keel so you can't see them. The wire that's going to go down through the base is sort of coiled up right now in this part right here. It's probably about that long, I guess. Plenty long enough to get to a push button and batteries. Now, what else did I do here last night on the submarine? The submarine is. I don't think we're going to have to lay it on the side anymore. Let's put it that way. Everything we're going to have to be doing now on the submarine has got to do with those small pieces that you see here. They will probably all be used except for this piece right here, which is the option that we could use if we wanted to not put the torpedo in place. But we will. We'll probably. Well, no, I can't get it out of there. That doesn't matter. I'll get it. Don't worry. Yeah, we're going to put our torpedo in place. We'll be using that slide. Okay, enough about that. I went through the manual and found out what kind of boats we have to put on the Enterprise. It turns out that we need, as near as I can tell, we need 6 ship's boats, and we've got enough parts here for 7 because we need 3 that use this hull here and this upper deck. But there was one sprue that there were 4 of it. So what they did was we've got an extra boat. In other words, you know how it goes. Otherwise, everything else is basically singles. Yeah, these are all singles. Anyhow, Nigel's ship's boats. Okay, I had wanted to see what is going to be the difference. Still haven't opened this. We're gonna open this live in a minute here. But what I had wanted to do was sort of just. You might say dry fit these together and just to see what they're sort of going to look like. Now, I do know that on some of these there is a little bit of photo etch detail that gets stuck down in different places, so they will look a little bit more pizzazzy, you might say, than they already are. Yeah, I can see where they're pretty plain, all right, but from arm's length, they probably would be okay. Now, what I'm planning to do with the Enterprise, I don't know if you can see it, but in the bottom of the ship's case over there, you'll see some books standing in the corner. Well, that entire shelf will accommodate the Enterprise, and the plan is to have sort of a draw out. I don't know how I'm going to do it or even if I'm going to do it, but the plan is to have sort of a shelf that would sort of draw out, kind of like when you're making a drawers, a kitchen drawers, that kind of slider thing. That's what I'm thinking of doing. But I sometimes have great grandioso ideas, but when it actually comes to standing up and doing it, I think, who cares anymore? Let's move on to the next project. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe I should just stop talking here and let's open our little package. Well, first let's put some of these together and see what they would look like, and then we can compare and see what Nigel has sent us. Okay, I don't want to be wasting too much time here, but you can see they've molded in the propeller and the rudder and everything. So there is a certain amount of detail there. Now the upper deck leaves a little bit to be desired. Okay, so got that one. And we've got this one. It also has the rudder and propeller. Yeah, one thing I will say for trumpeter, they do seem to get their parts to fit together quite well. Here we are. Rudder, propeller. Might not actually see that when you're... yeah, I can see this one. It sort of fits. Yeah, that fits together. Okay, so we got that one. And then the last one here. I guess this one would, this one does have a motor. And once again, rudder and propeller, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's the kind of thing that would look good at a distance. They've got a little bit of planking there that Panaline accent color would probably bring out. It seems to me I did that before. Okay, so we got that. Now I was noticing on Nigel's box here, which we are going to open shortly. You know, this he didn't. In other words, it cost him money to send this. Thank you, Nigel. Not only you went to the work of making whatever's in here, but you know, you spent a little bit of money on this. So that's a nice gift for us. And I say us. You've done this not only for me, but also for the viewers. Now this is in British money, not Canadian. And I was looking at this earlier, and it's 4.20. Now that would be probably £4.20. I don't know how it goes over there. I've never actually used British money, but what I was thinking of when I saw 4.20, I thought, isn't there a song that has 4.20 in it? And I thought, oh yeah, 4.20 blackbirds baked in a pie, or something like that. Yeah, small things amuse small minds, right? Okay, let's open this thing up. Oh, I know somebody's going to say, hey, Ron, you showed your address. Oh, who cares? I'm in the phone book. Okay, now for some reason, I always have a problem opening this style of box. I'm going to see if I can get it right this time. Okay, if I cut it here, and I cut it here, being very careful now that I don't go in too deep and accidentally. Okay, now I think what happens is if I cut it here and here. There was a label on the back here that had Nigel's return address and so on. He may not have wanted that, you know, and that's fine if you're the type of person that doesn't like your information spread all over the internet. Well, I don't have a problem with that. But for me, I don't particularly care because it's not like I'm giving them the PIN number to my bank account or something. Now, I think this is supposed to come open like this. Yeah. And then this is supposed to come open like this. Now, very carefully, very carefully. Oh my. Oh my God, I'm going to mount this on the wall. Yeah. Very, very gently here now, very gently. What have we got going on here? Now I am assuming that these are 3D printed. Okay. You can see that there is a difference in the, what do they call that? The way of the ship or something? Okay, yeah, this part is similar. All right. Oh, one thing that Nigel did say, and I want to make this very clear right now. He said, these are not for sale. He said something about make sure that your viewers understand. I am not selling these. Okay, so I should really dig out that comment just to make sure here. Okay, what do we got going on here now? That's a pretty good drawing. Now that's kind of what Nigel looks like too. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Once again, Nigel, thank you. Okay. I got a problem. Not a serious problem, just sort of an annoying problem. I got a tune running through my head now and I can't get rid of it. The king was in his counting house counting out his money. The queen was in the parlor eating bread and honey. 420 blackbirds baked in a pie. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get serious here. There's probably somebody watching me right now, if you haven't clicked off already, that has never watched Nigel's modeling bench. And so what I'm going to do is, in the description to today's video on the bottom, as long as I remember to do this, that is, I'm going to put a link so that you can go directly to Nigel's channel and see the type of show he's got. His show is entirely different than this. What Nigel is really good at. Okay, here's an example. I'm guessing going on 3 years ago, when I was all gung-ho about getting the Yamato, and at that time I was convinced I was going to get the Yamato. And then I found out that Nigel was going to review it. He got the kit and he was going to do a review, and it seems to me I have a faint recollection of putting in the commenting to him, I'm really glad you are going to be reviewing this kit, or I was hoping you would review this kit, and because he's so thorough, and he's going to pick up on stuff that the average person wouldn't. Now, before I'd saw that Nigel was going to review it, it seems to me I had come across the manual for the Yamato, and I was perusing through the manual, and getting myself all excited about it, and there was this one shot where they were doing the rudder, and I'm thinking that's a terrible drawing. They wouldn't actually have the rudder that thick. Well, it turns out that they did, and I think Nigel talked about that. But Nigel's the type of person that if he was to build the Yamato, he would pare that down so that it looked good. I wouldn't. That's the difference between us. I would just say, well, at arm's length, who's going to know, Okay, once again, Nigel, thank you. Now let's not talk any more about it. Let's get to work on our submarine here. We'll get it back over here. I don't know what is the first thing we want to put down. I want to put these stuff down in such a way that, like the railing over there is very fragile. There's a lot of fragile little stuff that could be easily broken off while I'm doing other stuff. So maybe something like, for instance, the gun here. I think this is an 80 millimeter or an 88 millimeter or something like that. This is not a small gun, this deck gun. You would not want them aiming this at you. So it's going to go right here, but it will easily go there. So maybe, being as it's going to be so easy to drop down, we'll do it last, and that way there's no danger of it getting in the way, and I'm going to end up breaking. Let's get to contrast some of the. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of little details sticking out there. Okay. Yeah, let's get ourselves recomposed. I don't think we're gonna have to lay the ship on its side anymore. We got everything on. It's starting to look pretty good. Oh, by the way, I did hook up the wire. All 7 modules light up. It's all working. At least it was yesterday. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way this thing's turned out. It's big, isn't it? I mean, from here way over to the other end, I can't even reach it. Well, I suppose I could if I did my boarding house reach thing, but we don't need to demonstrate that. Just take my word for it. You know what? Maybe what I'll do is after we're done here, I'll measure it and give it to you in inches and centimeters. Yeah, it's a great kit. I highly recommend it. If I can do it, you can do it. If you're thinking, gee, I can't do a kit like that, you can if you just start at step 1 and just sort of work your way through it. And if you want to, don't video it. No, don't think you have to because I videoed it. That's because videoing and stuff like that is a hobby for me. So that's why I do it. But don't think you have to video. Just enjoy the build. You could work on it an hour or 2 per day, and I would think in a year you'd have it done. And in all likelihood, especially if you followed along and saw the mistakes I made, it'd help you not to do the same silly thing. So you'd probably end up with something even a little bit better than I've got. I have the feeling like I forgot. Oh, you know what? I know what it was. On the side here, there is supposed to be those red devils. Okay? And I think I'm going to have a problem now getting those on. I should have put them on when the conning tower was loose and I could work on it a lot easier. I might be able to get them on. On the other hand, it's going to look good even if they're not there. So, all right, let's get everything put away here and try and put some stuff down that we still can. Oh, this piece here has got to go on the bow. Well, you know what? We'll recompose for that. You can't because you can't see it. I like to be able to have the camera set so that the viewer can see what I'm doing. Because you don't want to be seeing me, that's for sure. Okay, let's get going here. Now it looks like we got a nice bright sunny day out there, but it is still cold. I haven't heard from Max yet, but I would think that we probably are going to have Missy the dog today, all being well. So let's get ourselves in readiness here. And there we go, very carefully. Alrighty, what do we start with? Well, let's start with this. Try and figure out exactly how that's supposed to go. Okay, I want to be careful that I don't push my submarine too far back or it's going to fall off the other end of the table. Okay, let's just recompose here a little bit. All right. Now, I was looking at this a moment ago. Now, I don't know if it is supposed to go this way, or do we turn it around and go this way? There is a slight difference here. Maybe the best thing to do is to it does seem to fit pretty good like that. This is going to be awkward. I'm wondering if I could maybe use the helping hands to hold this in place while it dries. Probably going to take a while. Yeah, because I don't think it's going to want to stick there all by itself. Let me recompose, and then you can see it at a more straight angle here. There are no positioning marks anywhere along here. So a person just sort of has to kind of eyeball it as to where it's going to fit the best. That seems to be about it to my way of thinking. Let's see, if I was to turn it over here, does it work better the other way? No, works best this way, I think. Okay. This is going to take a lot of fooling around here. Maybe what I'll do is I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to get it in position, and then that is almost it. It looks good like that to me. I think what I'll do is I'll bring some extra thin, probably from the back side, and that way I won't be touching it accidentally on the clear plastic and clouding it. At least that's the plan. Let's see if I move my helping hands back just a little bit, put a little bit more pressure on. I got to be careful not to bump anything here. Let me check the monitor. That looks pretty good. It looks like it's touching most of the way here. Now, if it makes a bit of a mess down the back, that's okay. We're not going to be seeing the back anyways. Just touch it here on the top and see if it wicks its way down. It's not really connecting at the top there. A little bit at the top. I guess as long as it just stays there. There's a space here at the top. I'd like to be able to fill that if I could. But maybe I'm using the wrong kind of glue for filling, aren't I? Just get it to attach really good at the top here. It seems to be melding right there. Right where I'm touching right now, it's melding. And it's melding down near the bottom here. Okay, I think that's probably going to hold. And we'll have to give it a little while here. What do we got here? 8 minutes after 9. Missy the dog's probably going to be coming by. Maybe I could do a little bit of editing while I'm waiting here. in where it's warm.
Ooh.
It's cold.
Very nice.
So how are you doing this morning after your dental appointment?
Oh, better.
Better?
Better than yesterday, yeah.
Are you still on painkiller?
No, I haven't taken any today. It's better than last time.
Yeah, sit down, Missy.
This time it didn't shatter. Came out in 2 pieces.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you had a bad time with it last time.
Oh. Well, the thing about bone is it bleeds so much, and it hurts so much.
Isn't it funny? You would think that bone would not hurt, you know? I didn't know it had nerves. What do I know?
If you ever break a bone, you'll know.
Yeah, I guess so. I've been lucky. I've never broken a bone.
Mm. I've broken toes 3 times.
Oh
Oh
my.
my God, it's painful. Mm. Wow. Warming our feet on Uncle Ron's legs.
Yeah.
This is great.
I can feel 4 little cold paws. 4 little cold paws on me. Yeah.
How's the work going?
It's going good. It is going good. I'm
The submarine looks good. It's got the plastic on the side.
yeah.
Wow. Gorgeous. You're just putting things on the outside of the hull now?
On the top, on the deck.
Gluing?
Yeah, gluing, yeah.
I can hardly walk on the front paws at all.
Well, I can't walk on my front paws. No. I can hardly walk on my back paws.
Thanks, Rod.
Okay.
Today's Tuesday, eh?
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah. I'll see you this evening.
All right.
It's a little cool, isn't it?
It's a little cool, that's for sure. Bye, Missy.
Thanks, Uncle Ron.
Oh my, the selfie stick feels cold when I bring it in. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Probably about half an hour, maybe a little more has passed here now since we glued this up. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes and then we'll remove our helping hands. I think it's going to stay. It'll probably stay right now. I will just give it a little bit more time. Got more editing to do anyway, so yeah. Even more time has passed now. Now, my experience is that I am very, very steady, or, you know, pretty steady, until I go to put a little bit of squeeze. And then as I'm squeezing, I'm going to start to tremble. Now, in all likelihood, this is on there pretty hard. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my plier here, because I can go just a little bit more like that. Okay. All right. I'm still going to want to be careful now, you know, when I'm handling this thing. I have a tendency to want to just grab it by the bow. So I'm going to want to watch, because this will break off. Okay, let's move on. See if there's something else we can stick down here. Okay, B30. And B E21. Now, it had been my intention to have parts like this contrast with the deck, and I guess by accident I've gone and painted them the same color. Now it does show up, but not the way I would like. Now, I don't think it matters which way this goes. Now this one here has to be perpendicular as far as I know. Just sort of work it down into the hole there. Let the glue melt the paint. See, does that look straight? Yeah, that's pretty good. And I don't want to be careful I don't catch this. There's getting to be a lot of stuff on the deck now that, like this, it'll snap off. Okay, let's find some more parts here. Okay, what is this one now? This is E21. I think it's supposed to represent some sort of a grappling hook. Now you can see here on the bottom there's a positioning peg. There's a hole. And just more or less get this where it's supposed to go here. Just want to make sure that it's going to fit. It looks like it's, yeah, it looks like it's going to fit pretty good. Yeah, I have a feeling like I'd like to glue this down all the way along, and yet then I think I'm going to make a mess of it. So I think what I'll do is I'll take it back out here, just set it back a little bit, and we'll put a little bit of extra thin here in each hole. All right. There, it's in. Yep, they're in. Okay, now the only thing that's holding them in is this spot here and this spot here. So once again, something like this, want to be careful not to catch anything on it. Even something as light as Easy Line, which we are not going to be using in this build. Okay, there is another one of these grappling hooks, if that's what it is, that goes over on the other side. I'm not sure exactly where, but we'll eventually come to it, I'm sure, when we page ahead. All right, what else we got here on this? Right now we are on step 65 here. And I think we have all the pieces for 65 in place. Yeah, we do. I stand corrected. No, we don't. We have this piece to put in place. Remember, we made this up, but we never painted it, so I've got to paint that. I think we can probably get these to fit into the positioning holes here. I might have to use some holder downers. Don't want to be putting too much pressure on. Okay, this end here is supposed to go in a little hole right there. So I'm glad I didn't nip that off thinking it was sprue. So we're going to have to paint this piece here. I imagine the smart thing to do will be to paint it the same color as these other parts, even though it is the same as the deck. it will show up against the wall, because the wall will be the background here. So this will show up. There's no question about it. Now my plan is to have the model, I'm guessing 5 feet up off the floor, so when the average adult stands looking at it, it's going to be just a little bit below the line of vision. Otherwise, the LEDs are going to be glinting. I'll have to do some tests to see, exactly what angle to have it. Okay, I'm going to paint this. I think probably I'm just going to go ahead and do it off camera. What time we got here? 12:03. That's all it is. Okay, I'm just going to push stop here and paint this thing and get it done. Okay, you can't help but notice it looks like there's no paint along that edge. Now, I'm sure that when I painted this deck, I also painted that edge, so I think it must have something to do with the way the glue affected the paint as it was gluing the clear plastic. Anyway, there's nothing I can do about it now. We've got our part painted here, and I think 3 or 4 other little parts that had to be painted. As far as I know, I've got everything painted now. Let me get a different pair of glasses going here. Alright, now we were going to try and get this glued into place here. Now, I don't think I'll do the front until after the ones that have positioning holes and what have you done. Now let's try not to smear it all over the place. Get that one in place. Sorry to get my finger in your way, but I gotta hold this down. Okay, now we're gonna try and get a holder downer on there. I don't know if that's going to help or not. I need extra fingers and extra hands here. Oops. I think they're all in. Yeah, I think they're all in, and this one here on the front was slided over afterwards. I'm afraid if I try and position it now, I'm going to pull these front ones out. Okay, let's just leave that for a while. I think there's enough glue on there. Okay, I know that this has to be glued down on the bow here after it's strong enough to take some stress. That's probably going to be tomorrow morning. And I'm not seeing anything now in step 65. We got all this stuff. Okay, we are now officially in 66. And our tray for the torpedo, I painted that here just a little while ago. It's still a little bit wet. This part right here, I painted that. I used the number 66, not the 77, so it's a little bit lighter. I think we have everything painted. Now, I'm sure that there was probably somebody out there that picked up on the mistake I made a while ago, and that is the B29, the hatch. That was supposed to have gone down before we glued the conning tower into place. It's too late now. It's all glued down very solidly, and the wires are run, and I'm nothing I can really do about it. So that's too bad. Now, probably nobody's going to be able to notice that because it is going to be on the far side. We will be viewing the far side with the mirror. It's just too bad that I didn't get it on there, but I didn't. This I was debating on whether to cut it up and make it look like panels that were laying on the deck. I'm still thinking about maybe doing that. Maybe I could just go ahead and do it. They'd all have to be repainted, of course, but it looks like there's 2 smaller panels in the middle and 2 large panels on the end. That's what it looks like to me. And whether I'm going to do anything with that or not, I don't know. That's probably where our little 1/64th scale sailor is going to be standing. Yeah, in 66 we were supposed to put the deck gun down. 67 is where we put down that other grappling hook and some other pieces. What have we got here in 68? Well, 68 shows us installing the modules. Well, we've already done that. And 69 is the very last step. Where we put the base on and so on. We've done that too, and the conning tower goes down. I suppose there's probably a good reason why they had us doing it in that order. I think we got away with not having any real problems, at least. I guess I'll know when we get to the end. Well, we're practically at the end. I'm kind of concerned about these larger railings, especially the one that broke there. It's pretty obvious. Okay, I'm going to call it quits here for this afternoon. What do we got here? It is, you can't really see the clock. It is almost 2 minutes after 2. Yeah, we're going to call it quits here for today. So, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.